Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome. This is Give Your Anxiety on the mic, and I'm bringing you guys another AoE 3 video here. We got a really good one back in GUA June 2020 sub-tournament, and we're in the semifinals here already. So we have Kaiserklein versus Knuschelbär, two amazing players. Obviously, they've met in the past. Yeah, we're going to have a great series in store for you guys. This is a best of 7. So sit back, relax. We're going to have a good long stream here for you guys. Game 1 is going to be played on Manchuria, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel here for Kaiserklein. Let's see what Civ Kaiserklein gets here in game number 1. Kaiserklein getting the Ottoman civilization. And let's spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what Civ Knuschel gets here in game number 1. Knuschel getting the India civilization. Alright, here we go guys, getting into game 1 in this best of 7 GUA June 2020 sub-tournament in the semifinals already, man. This tournament is heating up. So top 8 players, there's a $500 prize pool split between the top 8 players. So both of these players have already locked down a prize pool, but they're obviously going to be playing for more and to advance to the finals. Loser of this series, it will not be the end of their tournament. They obviously will not advance to the finals, but they will move on to play the bronze match, which, if they win the bronze match, they'll obviously win a little bit more money. So we will, I guess, regardless of the outcome of this series, we will see a little bit more action. We'll see from these two players in the rest of the tournament. But here we go, guys. We are in game 1 here in this best of 7 here. We have Kaiserklein in the red playing as the Ottoman civilization, and Knuschel in the green playing as the India civilization. So Kaiserklein is immediately going for that training post, as you'd obviously expect with Ottoman, which you essentially have to do. But that allows Knuschel to get the yaks completely for free. And I actually really like his strategy. I think he's like ignoring the yaks on his side of the map, and he knows that Kaiserklein's building a trading post, so he's ignoring the yaks on his side of the map, and he's trying to get as many yaks on Kaiserklein's side of the map, and then he's gonna get the yaks on his side of the map. So that could be a really good strategy. He could have pushed in a little bit further. I don't know if he could have maybe went for this one, but he didn't want to, I guess, go too far, I suppose. Oh wow, so he's actually building a TP himself. Not shocking, but you don't typically, I don't know if I like that, to be honest. You don't typically see India build a trading post, let alone in Age 1. It's pretty uncommon to see India build a trading post. It's become a bit more common lately, but it's definitely not standard to see a trading post in Age 1, especially on a map where you get a ton of yaks for free. And with the India civilization, you can't eat the yaks, but they grant you XP. So like Knuschelbär is already going to have a bunch of XP from all the yaks, which is like, he has 7 yaks right here, which is like, I think almost equals a trading post. So he's like essentially has 2 TPs, but it's gonna slow down his age up. So I don't know if it feels like it's maybe like overkill building a trading post when you're like essentially getting a trading post for free. So I don't know if I really like that, but at the same time, maybe he feels like Kaiser's going to be going for the fast fortress play, so Knuschel's going more greedy and feels like he can get away with it. So it's definitely interesting. I'm not sure if it's the best outcome, but we'll have to see. I mean, if Kaiser does go for H3 play rather than like an H2 push, which is, I guess, the most likely situation, I suppose it could be good. It's essentially a little bit more greedy doing the H1 trading post. But I mean, yeah, look at this. Knuschel having... I'll just count them here. He has, let's see, 3, 6. He's got 9 yaks. I think right there, that's 1 TP. I think people say 8 yaks equals a trading post. So he's got 1 TP right there, and then he decided to build his own TP, which is interesting. And now picking up a 90 wood charger. So he's had an amazing start. Kaiser was able to build a trading post and also a mosque. So that is pretty nice for Ottoman, but he has a single yak. Wow, dude. Oh, there's one out here. Yeah, I mean, when you can get that many yaks over your opponent, it's just massive. And now Neutral's going to pick up 65 coin treasure. So yeah, Neutral having an incredible age 1. So we do see 2 forward villagers here for Kaiserklein. And it looks like Kaiserklein wants to build a second trading post, but oh, he did just pick up a 90 wood. So he, like I was about to say, he's kind of out of position to build this trading post because I mean he's got so far to walk, but he did just pick up a 90 wood. So you know, that basically explains that. Here's a 40 wood for Neutral, so that could be a really nice treasure to pick up. And Neutral's shipping good faith agreements. Wow, getting quite unstandard here. So let's read this one out. Consulate armies and improvements arrive 50% faster. Ooh. Improvements cost less, and the barrage shipments receive a moderate discount. +1 villager. Consulate improvements research points is decreased by 50%, and it changes the export cost by 40%. Wow. So that's a very unique card. I mean, it's quite greedy. And I mean, Nusho is going to essentially be able to ship 1 card for free since he has a trading post and 9 yaks. So yeah, just like sneaking that in and not delaying his H2 shipment at all, it makes sense. Yeah, that's going to be quite nice for him. But we are going to see Kaiser with 2 TPs already, and we'll probably be seeing those become stagecoach pretty early. But Kaiserklein is dropping an early barracks here. He's going barracks and artillery foundation. So this is what India really struggle with. If you get that Jan Abus composition, it can be really tough. So we have to see how Nushel holds this. I like how he's playing. He has a very defensive aggro, as you'd expect. I don't know about the TP. He's going quite greedy with the TP and you know, this card. So we'll have to see if he's going to be able to hold this pressure or if he's going too greedy. We do have the consulate going down already, which is going to be really nice. He's going to be able to get those cheaper consulate armies out, which is actually going to be quite massive. And Kaiserklein going straight to the TP, which I think is a very smart choice here. You can't push down the aggro with just 5 Jans, so you might as well do something with them rather than having them idled. So, and you can't really push on TC with the aggro range and all that stuff. So it makes sense to push onto the trading post there. And Nushel building walls, I do like this. I really like that. And now diplomatic entry coming in. Nushel already sitting at 500 export here, and yeah, he's gonna be able to get an army out right away here, and it's gonna be cheaper. So Kaiserklein getting his villager upgrades here, speed up that production. So he's I mean, he's being aggressive, but at the same time, like, being eco-focused. You know, it looks like he's got stagecoach. So he's definitely not doing, like, an all-in push. He's doing more of a contain. I think, like, a mid to late H2, control. Get the contain in, get down this trading post, and still have, like, a good economy behind it. Oh, wow. So we're seeing Nushel going with the French consulate. So it looks like I believe we'll see the coin arrive. Yep, there's a coin that comes from the French consulate. And is he going to try to... It feels like he's trying to age. He shipped 600 coin himself, but... Okay, now he's over-gathering food, it seems like. He's trying to throw it on more walls, so yeah, it looks like Nushel wants to age. But he's still got all these villagers on gold. I'm pretty sure he's over-gathering gold by a pretty large amount, and his food is... he's very far from aging. And I don't know if he's going to have the time for this. He's going really greedy trying to get this age up in. And, I mean, there's still a ton of... Okay, there's the food. Okay, food crates coming from the French consulate. So that's why it seemed like he was over-gathering. But he had the cheaper... Wow, this is such a unique build here. He had the cheaper... the cheaper upgrades from the consulate. I don't know what you want to call them. Shipments or upgrades, I suppose you'd call them. The cheaper upgrades from the consulate. So it allowed him to get not only the gold crate, but then the food crate and the wood crate. So he is now starting to age up. It's quite far from the TC, unfortunately. So these villagers will have to eventually all probably get pulled off of it. We do have a barracks going down. The aggro fort, I mean, it's surviving. It takes so long to siege down, but Kaiser will have that down. And once that does go down, that's going to be pretty big. And it's Nushel. And he's not going with the ceasefire wonder either, so I feel like that's probably a mistake. And this barracks is just going to get denied. I don't think Knuschel's going to have the timing for this. And if he didn't build a trading post, I think he would have maybe been able to do this. But I feel like with the TP, it probably slowed this timing down. And it's not looking good for Knuschel right now. I'm surprised Kaiser's not attacking these villagers, though. He could significantly be slowing down this age up. We do see the Minutemen being called, though. And he did the one set of Minutemen. I don't know if he really, not the best Minutemen call there. He could have maybe waited a bit and called both sets of Minutemen and then moved in with like the Elephants, the Sepoy, and 2 sets of Minutemen rather than just calling the 1 set there. But it did push Kaiser back. And Kaiser's actually going to age up behind this, so he is doing a lot of damage. Honestly, if he didn't age, I think Knuschel would have just lost at this point. If Kaiser kept making units, I think Knuschel would have actually already lost at this point. But we are seeing Kaiserklein deciding to age, which, it will put him in a pretty good spot. But I think the game would be over if Kaiser did not age. But with that being said, I think Kaiser's still in a really good spot here. Yeah, very, very good spot. The barracks did get up, but yeah, Knuschel not going with the ceasefire wonder, getting the Maha from the wonder. I don't know, it feels a little bit strange. Abus getting targeted down by the town center. And just looking at the recalculated eco, it's 24 to 22, but Kaiser has 2 TP stagecoach behind it and even just a regular TP. So, yeah, Kaiser is very far ahead right now, I would say. As Kaiser now just hits H3. And Knuschel almost 2 shipments in the bank, but he has to gather wood. He can't even send his military shipment, so he lost quite a bit. And there's Gurkha's first H3 shipment did arrive. And now the next one is on its way. And he's going to try to push and see if he can get a timing here to get these military buildings down before Kaiser can really get an army out, as Kaiser's just got to H3 just a little bit ago. But there's some Jans popping, going in melee mode, trapping a couple of the Gurkhas, but ultimately, I guess it's kind of even trade there. Looks like Knuschel getting off of the French consulate, probably going on to the Brits consulate. And 2 cannons now here. And yeah, what does Knuschel do versus cannons? And cannons are going to scare back the army from Knuschel. Knuschel does have a pretty good army here. He's got some. He's going to try to move in here, but it's going to be tough to take these cannons down, obviously. Maha trying to get in there, but Kaiser very good positioning with the trees and the Jans being in the perfect spot. The cannons, however, are kind of trapped by the trees. They wanted to back up, but they're bumping into the trees, so the Sepoy are actually doing quite well versus the cannons here. The cannons weren't really able to back up. But now this cannon is actually staying alive quite a bit longer, but still quite a bit of value from those cannons still. Usually you see Kaiser get a little bit more, but he kind of body blocked himself with the cannons there, trying to retreat, but going into the forest there, in the trees, and not being able to retreat there. And sloppy control from Knuschel here, actually going to cause him to lose almost all of these Gurkhas. They went AFK there for a second, and a lot of the Janissaries catch up and try to kill almost every single Gurkha there. So that's a little bit of a mistake there from Knuschel, as he was looked like he was focusing on his Sepoy there. Getting a nice 2 Sepoy raid, definitely nice. And no, actually, Knuschel is on the Ottoman consulate. So yeah, it's very nice. Anytime you can be really annoying with like 2 units, especially when they're like one's extremely low HP, like causing all these villagers to go idled, it's so massive. Doing like raids like this with 2 units. Market finally going down here for Kaiserklein. Anyway, with that, actually there is market for Knuschel. He did sneak that in at some point. Oh, he made a cannon. I was gonna say, I thought both cannons did go down, but it looks like Kaiser did train a single cannon. 7 Gurkha popping on the wrong side of the town center. Oh, and now they're trying to get around and they're walking on the wrong side. Knuschel, oh my god, Cannon getting a volley on them. That's unfortunate. Knuschel accidentally kind of deleting like 5 more Gurkhas there. Definitely not what he needs is when he's behind. Looks like he was a little too focused on the sepoy raids, and the Gurkhas unfortunately popped on the wrong side of town center. TC is targeting, there's all Minutemen being called, and they're going to target the cannon here along with the TC fire. And the cannon will go down, so that's definitely very nice. And now it's just Gurkha, getting one last volley in there. It's going to be Gurkha, cannon will go down in just a second here from TC. One more shot from TC. If Knuschel didn't lose all those Gurkhas, he would have been in a much better spot. We have one more cannon being trained. Just being trained. Wow, is he really going to deal with a 1 sepoy raid? Oh, God. See that? Oh, and the villager goes down, sending a cannon, 1 cannon to deal with 1 sepoy. Well, there he goes. The 1 sepoy raid is dealt with. Kaiser is building a town center behind this though, so he's gonna have Hawaii. We're gonna be dropping a 2nd TC, so he's even gonna be going, pretty heavy eco now behind all this, and I mean, Knuschel did survive, though. He is up in the recalculated eco 32 to 26, but that's not counting the 2 TP stagecoach. So with those 2 being counted, it's, I suppose, even right now, you'd say, or maybe slightly in favor of Kaiser. And Kaiser, adding these town centers, it'll start to become much more in favor of Kaiserklein. And we do have Zams being shipped here for Knuschel. So Knuschel's staying alive here. Ooh, big batch of cannons being trained here. So this is 4 cannons and Janissaries pushing on in. These are very good sepoy raids from Knuschel. Just raiding with just a few units being so distracting. But he has a very scary army pushing his base right now. And this is Knuschel's only shipment point. So if the TC gets dealt with, he's going to be forced to basically fight. I don't know, it's gonna feel bad losing town center because you're not gonna be able to ship anything else. This is your only shipment point. So Knuschel's kind of moving in. I think he knows he wants to buy time here and somehow keep his town center up. So he's trying to poke as much as he can, putting his Gurkha in the spread mode there to avoid taking those really big cannon volleys. Zams are trying to get shots in, but there's just so much Ottoman military here. Villagers trying to be pulled. Really good, tactics from Knuschel, trying to do everything possible. Here's the villager pull, but there's just too many Ottoman units, it looks like. Villagers trying to get on top of the cannons, and Knuschel feeling forced, like he has to take this. He can't let the TC die, and just tried to do what he could there, but Kaiserklein was just too much there. Well played here by both players. Game 1 is going to Kaiserklein here. And I'll take a quick look at the post-game stats here. Alright, and we'll be getting right in game 2 here in just a second. Alright, so game 2 is going to be played on Wabakimi. Kaiserklein saying, God damn it. And we get right into this. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel for Kaiserklein. Let's see what civ Kaiserklein gets here in game number 2. Kaiserklein getting the Aztec civilization. Alright, classic. Kaiser getting Aztec in the GUA South tournaments. Alright, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what civ Knuschel gets here in game number 2. Knuschel getting the Japan civilization. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to address the trolls and the toxic people too often, but I'll address it maybe once a stream, if that. But for whatever reason, there's some people that have those issues. But obviously, Viper, he's getting sponsored himself. People aren't like going to be trolling and extremely toxic towards him, and obviously, you know, every large Twitch streamer has sponsorships, and basically every company in the world, and YouTube plays ads, plays sponsors, Facebook plays ads all the time, has sponsorships. Literally every single sporting event in the entire world plays ads. So it's kind of annoying that, you know, there's some people that are just extremely toxic. Even though I've been streaming and, you know, dedicating a ton of time to my stream in AoE3, but fortunately it does pull out some of the trolls and toxic people that are just really immature. But I was going to say it once, just to address it, just the one time. But anyways, we are here in Game 2 here in this best of 7, so they decided not to respin here. And it was interesting. You know, Kaiser, he doesn't like playing Aztec. Anytime he gets Aztec, he's like laughs because it's like basically one of his worst civs. But he's been getting it so often in these GUA sub tournaments that he may start be getting Aztecs down just from playing in these sub tournaments. And but at the same time, it looked like Knuschel was kind of upset because I think Jap is actually one of Knuschel's main civs, but I think Knuschel is under the impression that Japan really struggled versus Aztec. So neither player decided to respin. You know, it would be, you know, you'd expect Kaiserklein to maybe respin getting the Aztec civ, but it is versus Aztec, so maybe he feels good here. Sorry, just catching up on chat here a little bit, guys. As we track the Aztec Explorer here. Alright, sorry guys. Someday I'll need to get a second monitor. Wow, look at this. Both players shipping 3 fishing boats. This just looks so weird. Oh, and look at this. Kaiserklein wins the race. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Knuschel going for this. That's actually so smart of Kaiser shipping 3 fishing boats. And that's hilarious. Knuschel, oh, was he going to get 10 wood out of this? And race to the gold crate. Knuschel maybe gets like 20 wood out of this gold crate and 10 out of that. So that's actually hilarious. Pretty big win there for Kaiser, getting like probably 180 or 170 resources for free there. Oh my god. Wow, this is, yeah, fight. I was going to say, like, I'm surprised if they don't start punching. Kaiser gets the first punch in, and we got 2 people going at it. Now this is going to force Knuschel to have to, like, retreat with his villager or, like, go idle. So this is hilarious, but actually, like, a really smart move from Kaiserklein to just Vill punch. Kaiser's not going to track down he maybe should keep tracking down the villager, but then that could be a bit of walking time. But it would kind of force Knuschel to put the villager in a fishing boat and then just drop the fishing boat back off, the villager, you know, back off at home. Pretty hilarious though, and now we're just seeing the 2 villagers peacefully gather next to each other. And yeah, now Kaiserklein is moving back in for the punch. Just going on the tree. This is so hilarious to see. They're just like moving back and forth. Knuschel now going on to the berries. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. We do have a fire pit here from Kaiserklein and a market. And 2 villagers are moving forward here. And walls are now coming down from Knuschel, so smart. Hopefully he'll get the walls up in time. I believe he should be able to get the walls up in time here. I'm not sure, he doesn't test the villager to them yet, it looks like. Maybe the villagers from the Wonder. He wants to make sure he gets those walls up on time, obviously. And if he can't shoot these, never mind. I'm still zoned out reading chat. I was going to say, herd your hunt inside the walls. So we do have the war hut going down here for Kaiserklein. And Knuschel dropping down a barracks. Meanwhile, the villagers are at peace. They signed a peace treaty here, it appears. Aztec Explorer is sieging the barracks here a little bit, getting some hits in, but should be backing off here. Market going down for Knuschel. And War Hut is going down for Kaiserklein right along the shoreline. And let's see if it's going to start firing away at these fishing boats here. There it goes. Only doing 4 damage there with that first hit there. So it is going to push Knuschel off of this fishing spot, but there are more other fishing spots. And we'll have to see who's going to make like the first move to get onto this island and like kill the villager, basically. I feel like whoever gets the first military unit out should put the military unit in the boat immediately and just drop it off on the island and kill the villager. Whoa! Knuschel! No! He just accidentally deleted his walls. Oh, that feels so bad. Oh. He tried doing the select all pillars to delete all the pillars, but he deleted his wall. Oh, that's not what you want. Oh god, now the Pumas are moving in. 10 mace. Where'd that villager go? It looked like Kaiser actually brought the villager back home. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Knuschel. They're accidentally deleting the walls. I mean, he's still got like a pretty nice base, I guess, but obviously not what you want. Accidentally deleting the walls there. Aztec Explorer moving on in here. Now coyotes are coming in. Yeah, this just kind of completely changes the game and the game plan here for Knuschel after this wall segment got deleted. He wouldn't be getting caught like this in any way, and forced to call a Minuteman, forced to idle. Taking a lot of damage that he just wouldn't be taking if that wall didn't get deleted. So definitely unfortunate for Knuschel. He is dealing with this army pretty well though. Looking at the recalculated equal, it's 25 to 21. Kaiser with 1 trading post. Villagers. Oh, 1 villager does go down there unfortunately, but the Toshuga Shrine is getting sieged down pretty quickly here. And there's 6 coyote shipment for Kaiserklein. So. All in all, I mean, it's still pretty even here. The Jap villager remains on the island. Kind of surprised to see Kaiser not put a single coyote on the boat there to just kill that villager. Coyotes are moving back in. There are a couple of muskets, but the Minutemen are gone, and there's a lot of coyotes there. Villagers may have to get pulled here. Muskets going in melee mode. There's a Minutemen call. Villagers not fighting yet. No body blocking. Now it's starting to get into the action. Minutemen are going to actually deal with the coyotes quite well here. But still more units coming in, and the Toshuga Shrine is going to get killed. Villager trying to get this wall up desperately, but it's just, I think this villager is going to get targeted down. There is a 5 Ashy shipment, and there goes the Toshuga Shrine. Very large loss right there. And villager will go down. So just so unfortunate. Just the whole game got turned around when this wall segment got deleted from Knuschel on accident. But all in all, so let's see, with everything being said and done, and here we go. Now Kaiser doing it. I thought he would have done this sooner, but the obvious decision. And I'm kind of surprised Knuschel. I don't know if he forgot about the villager or didn't think that would happen, but. Knuschel losing the villager for free there. I'm surprised Knuschel didn't start attacking the fishing boats. Actually, it would have been smart to just kill the fishing boats basically, or at least idle them. Walls will ultimately get up here, but looking at the recalculate, eco 23 to 26, along with a trading post for Kaiserklein. And let's see how Kaiser just putting some Pumas in position to deal with some raids. Now it looks like he's kind of playing in more eco-focused, throwing down a second War Hut, and has his army in position just to defend raids rather than push. And let's take a look at text completed. We have Kaiser with just hunting dogs, Knuschel with just the berry upgrade here, it looks like. Now onto the Jap consulate, and he did send the military rickshaw. So we do have a barracks and a stable now for Knuschel. Knuschel now kind of getting back into this game after just that unfortunate mistake where he deleted his wall. He had the layer of walls built like this, and then he he went to select all the pillars, and he accidentally selected the wall segment, and it deleted all of his walls. Fishing boats moving out for more fish, but yeah, they're not going to really be able to find any. And Knuschel is going to decide to push here as... but it looks like the Caver, very quick reaction time from Knuschel though, so pulls him back. He does lose about more than half HP on one Nagy rider. Looks like Knuschel wants to push this, and unfortunately these villagers are gonna just get killed. But here we go. It's go time for Knuschel. I think he's kind of has to do damage here, and he's got the worst eco along with these 3 villagers, and is gonna die eventually. But he actually has a really good army here to push. He really just needs to force this engagement. 5 more coyotes are coming though. And if he would have been able to force that a bit before that bats came in, it obviously would have won quite a little bit better there for Knuschel, but he was kind of trying to hit and run a bit with the Ashies. We do have 2 more Nagys coming in here, and this is actually going really good for Knuschel here, as there's just not much military for Kaiser. And this is all of a sudden looking, I think, quite good for Knuschel. He's definitely behind an eco now. These fishing boats are actually, oh, they're not getting attacked right now. They are actually gathering right there. And yeah, I mean, if you can actually kill the 2 warhuts now, then these fishing boats can live. So that's actually massive. Oh, the Aztec Explorer was not in the fight at all, man. You can tank with this guy so much. Oh, mace are shipped, along with some Pumas being trained. Aztec Explorer finally getting into the mix. He would have been huge in that last fight. But this is, let's see if any units are popping here soon for Kaiser. He really needs some units, as Knuschel's looking quite good here. And there's 2 warships from Knuschel. Wow, Knuschel changing the tides very quickly here, as it looks like Kaiser was perhaps trying to age. I think he was really started to focus on eco. I think he was maybe planning on squeezing in an age up, and Knuschel went full aggressive mode and just pushed at the perfect time. He did unfortunately lose 1 warship. That warship went down quite quick to the war huts here. So wow, what a turn of events here. As now Kaiserklein loses his 3 fishing boats and his 2 war huts. Looking at the recalculated eco, we're at 31 to 36. So Kaiser's still with a superior eco and a trading post, but he lost his entire army. He's trying to drop down 2 war huts here. They're a little bit forward though. I don't think he's gonna be able to get this one up unless a villager out of position here are gonna go down immediately, and it's just gonna be tough for Kaiser to replace his army here. I think he was really set on aging, it looked like, and he did ship 6 Puma here. So let's see if he can get some units together. And picking up these houses for free is also quite nice here for Knuschel. Fishing boats, looks like maybe that's it. That's all the fishing spots. Oh wow, so yeah, all the fishing spots are out, so this is smart. Knuschel putting the fishing boats in front so they tank the TC shots, while the warship, very low HP warship, is able to kill a house. So very high IQ play here from Knuschel. The warship ultimately goes down to the war hut, but you do have a house that's very low. That's pretty low now, and potentially can get targeted down easier. Let's see if Kaiserklein can perhaps get a trap here. He does have quite a bit of Puma. And going in stealth mode here. All the explorers are here though. And it's a full HP explorer. I'm not sure if Kaiser's aware of that explorer actually. And there they go. They become unstealthed, and that's not what Kaiser wanted. I guess he didn't see that explorer there. And ultimately kind of wasting these 3 here. Very unfortunate. Kaiser usually, very on top of his unit control, but a little bit of a misplay there from Kaiser, not being aware of the explorer, which forced those Jagcrawler Knights to become unstealth. And Knuschel actually taking this opportunity to age up behind this. So what a game, what a weird turn of events. Start off with Knuschel deleting his wall, then Kaiser looking to be in a very good spot, and then it looked like Kaiser probably wanted to age, and Knuschel with a perfect timing push. And now Knuschel's on his way up to age 3. He does have a slightly worse eco, but resources are starting to kind of run out on the map, or at least forcing the Aztec villagers to start walking far. So yeah, Knuschel's just in a really good spot here. He has a shipment available, and yeah, Kaiser's forced to be on these very far hunts. Kaiser now using some Pumas to siege down these shrines, which is very nice, and yeah, gonna be able to siege this one down immediately after. Claiming the villager treasure here that had yet to be gathered. Yeah, Kaiser, I mean, obviously, Aztec's not Kaiser's main, it's probably Kaiser's worst civ, potentially, one of his bottom tier civs. So, yeah, I mean, you can't expect Kaiser to be playing perfectly normal. Musket's coming in to get some shots here, which is nice, and just push back these villagers. Puma are going to try to trap them, and they are going to. Knuschel kind of sleeping a little bit there, getting them snared. But what was I saying? Yeah, it looked like Kaiser's unit control was a bit off this game. Of course, he's not, an Aztec player, but there was the initial fight where his Explorer just was out of position and not in the fight at all. And, it's such a huge unit. The Aztec Explorer can tank so much. It was full HP Explorer that was just out of position. And then the second time with him putting his Jaguar Knights in stealth mode and not seeing the Explorer. It's going to even up the series here to 1-1. We'll take a quick look at post-game stats here. All resources gathered and military unit production. So yeah, wow, really back and forth game there. So Knuschel taking the win and evening it up 1-1. This is all right. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Kaiserklein. Let's see what civ Kaiserklein gets here in game number 3. Kaiser getting the China civilization. Another one of his bottom tier civs. And let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what civ Knuschel gets here in game number 3. Knuschel getting the Iroquois civilization. Well, maybe we'll see. But yeah, not a ton of time left for this, a little sponsorship. So really want to try to get at least to 30. We're making pretty good progress. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could help me out there. Like I said, it's free, and yeah, really appreciate it. Huge thanks. But anyways, let's get into this game here. So this is game 3. Kaiserklein decided not to respin, as he is in the blue in the north here, playing as the China civilization, and down south we have Knuschel in the green, playing as the Euro civilization. Kaiserklein starting with a trading post here. Won't build a TP. Not sure what he meant by that. So yeah, it's funny. Unfortunately, Kaiser getting like two of his like worst civs, you'd probably say. He's very good all around. And he has started playing more civs in the last like few months, maybe like even 6 months, especially with my sub tournament. Like it kind of like caused him to start playing Aztecs a bit, and even China. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if these sub tournaments are going to be making Kaiserklein even more of an animal. Already obviously a beast and top player. Arguably the best player in the world all around. But now we're like getting him even better at the civs that he's bad at. So yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself a million times. Kaiser, stop posting the same messages and posting things about her. I'm just going to ban you. I don't want to have toxic chat while I'm trying to cast a tournament series here. Let's see. Kaiser is now building his village here. And looks like Knuschel took the middle trading post. Alright, starting now. Next time, stop posting information about it, as I know you guys are just doing it to troll and not to like be helpful in a way. So basically next one to continue to troll is just going to get banned from the stream. Alright, both players just scouting across the map here. We do see 135 XP treasure. Looks like Knuschel walked past this 110 coin. See if either of these players go for the treasure. And so we'll have to see what Kaiser's game plan is here. This is an interesting matchup. I've actually kind of been playing it myself quite a bit from the China end recently. I think you can go FI. I mean, China FI is just so good in general, and it can be hard to sneak it in, potentially versus like an Euro H3 timing push. But an FI is definitely an option. If you get it off without taking a lot of damage, it can be incredibly strong. But it may be a little bit more risky. Probably more likely to see Kaiser just get up to H3 and just play this more so in H3. And we'll have to see. I don't expect Kaiser to make military units in H2. The Minutemen calls alone Minutemen call alone is just so good actually at dealing with the Kanye that it's really just enough, along with like the Explorer and the Disciple. So we have to see how Knuschel plays this. I think he's gonna probably play this the new kind of EP Euro style where you don't rush, but instead you go greedy and get up to H3 very quickly and get your really strong H3 military units out. And what was that treasure? Knuschel just picked up the 135 XP. Polar Bear getting stunned here as Kaiserklein's finishing him off. We do see a forward villager here for Knuschel, however. He's got 2 shipments stacked here. So let's see, is Knuschel just hurting here, or is he going to do some kind of proxy? If he's not, looks like he's probably just hurting. Meanwhile, Kaiserklein also, both players 2 shipments before they hit H2 here. We do see a villager moving forward here for Kaiser, probably just the herd himself. And we do have market now going down for Knuschel, so it looks like he's playing it more eco-focused. And yep, there's a slow age up with the resources and the trivial. And Kaiserklein now up in H2. Has his crates on the floor here. Oh, looks like he did kill an animal. Ideally, it's better to herd them and not kill one, but not the biggest issue. Another treasure contention here, 110 coin. And Knuschel getting the last shot off there, and Kaiser getting the treasure, however. So 110 coin going to Kaiserklein, very nice for him. And we do see the Warheart going down here in the middle of the map, pretty forward. 5 villagers being shipped as Knuschel's first H2 shipment. $700 coin arriving for Kaiserklein, and we do have hunting dogs research for Knuschel. It does get a house up there. Skirmisher, what's up, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, here's some China play for you. I mean, I know you are an Oceania player, as we've established in the past, so I know you got your schedule doesn't line up with most of the Europeans, but yeah, you got a good series here to watch, man. Especially with Kaiser busting out the China. And let's see, we do have 4 Kanyes racing across the map here, and big button. So interesting push here as Knuschel's delaying his age up and gonna push with his 4 Kanye shipment and big button. So quite interesting. Let's see how much damage this can get done. As Kaiserklein is aging up, and one villager out of position, already really nice. That one vill and the Minutemen being called. A pretty good escape here from Knuschel. So all in all, that went really well for Knuschel. He killed a villager and he caused Kaiser to have a really bad Minutemen call. Oh, where's the pole at? Explorer, not really needed, but. Now he's just gonna siege the TP. Honestly, I don't really like this. Yeah, like imagine if these Tomahawks were just all sitting right on top of the TC. The Tomahawks and the Explorer could deal with the Minutemen immediately, and it would idle like Kaiserklein's entire economy rather than taking forever to siege down this trading post. So I think Knuschel would have been able to do a lot more damage if he just put the Tomahawks and the Kanye underneath here. It would have just idled Kaiser's entire eco. But instead, I guess he's playing it maybe safer and just going for the trading post. So now Kaiserklein is in H3 here. He is building a consulate and a village back here. He did H up with the porcelain tower and now tasked it to wood. Nusho shipping the crate shipment after the 4 Kanyes, and he is aging himself with a stable back at home. Oh, wow, that's actually a very clean crack shot, eagle eye shot, whatever, eagle eye shot, I believe. Killing the 4 Minutemen immediately. Which is, yeah, I mean, it was worth it. I was gonna say it would be nice to get it onto the archers. I don't know if it would be more beneficial to put it onto the archers and then maybe have the tomahawks like target down the 0, 1 HP Minutemen. But either way, I mean, kill 4 units with a single shot. That's quite nice. And we do have the arquebusiers as Kaiser's first shipment. Kaiser able to save his explorer, forcing Nusho back here. Taking a look at the recalculated eco, we have 26 for Nusho to 33 for Kaiser. So yeah, Kaiser did lose that 1 villager, but yeah, Porcelain Tower just so good, and China don't really need a ton of resources as they, they get export and just seem to get units kind of out of nowhere. As that is China. But we do have Eero in H3 with the ability to get extremely strong H3 military units with the extremely strong force prowlers. Looks like we have the second war hut coming down here, and Nusho shipping the crate shipment, so kind of fortifying this location and playing for the late game a little bit, at least not like early H3 with first military shipment, which I do really like that, going more greedy. Getting a nice little raid in here. I'm going to lose a Kanye though, low HP Kanye. Didn't kill any villagers, caused some villagers to go idle and delay a village from getting up. We do have intervention as Kaiser's second H3 shipment, and a couple tomahawks moving in, but it's just so hard to raid China. This villager can just immediately pop into the village, so I don't know if that's going to be most cost efficient. Another eagle eye shot there. Wow, look at that. 2 crossbowmen going down there. Just such a good ability with the Eero Explorer. You see the top players really taking advantage and using it to its full ability. Looks like tomahawks are maybe just in position to deny the train post from being rebuilt. Almost, I don't know, maybe a little surprised that Nusho's not taking the TP line, but it may not be worth it just to do 2 TPs. It'd be really hard to get this 3rd TP, so yeah, probably not worth it to go for like the TP stagecoach line. And it looks like he's probably just going to end up, unfortunately, losing these tomahawks, which we'll see if he can do any last-second damage, find any low HP villagers. But it looks like he's essentially kind of just deleting like 4 or 5 tomahawks. So, maybe getting a tiny bit of scouting information, but not really the best there. Force Prowler is getting a good volley in. He's going to kill... Oh, saves the villager. Good reaction time there from Kaiser. Saving the villager, putting them all in the village. And looking at military, it is slightly in favor of Nusho here. Ecos are in favor of Kaiser, however. Oh, villager does go down there. Another eagle eye shot. So much damage there. But the Explorer does take a lot of damage himself. Yeah, it's such a good ability. You can even, if he goes down, you don't really see many Euro players dance for the war chief back as anywhere near as much as they should. I feel like you can just dance for him back and like just continually do the eagle eye shot, and it's just so good. I don't think is it called the eagle eye shot? Somebody in the chat correct me. I'm pretty sure it's not the eagle eye shot. Is it the bolts do the crack shot? It's not the crack shot, is it? Oh, look at this! Meteor hammers popping right on the forest prowlers. I keep saying eagle eye shot, but maybe is it crack shot? It's one of them. Somebody in the chat will correct me. But there's a lot of musket riders, so they actually dealt with the meteor hammers very quickly. Meteor hammers getting a little bit out of position now, taking some shots from the arquebusiers. Market upgrades are coming in here for Kaiserklein. And Nusho's looking to be in a pretty good spot here, continuing to push Kaiser back. As Kaiser is floating quite a bit of wood here, he does. He was almost housed before that, before that fight began, though. We do have a batch of muskets being trained, but there's just not a lot of skirms, and this is just such a good army comp from Kaiser, or from Nusho. He's just got the hit and run army, and you basically got these muskets and chained down swordsmen, which just are kind of useless right now. They can't do anything, and Nusho can just like hit and run forever. If if Neutral can just keep the superior skirm advantage, that's where he's going to shine. Now Kaiser a little bit sloppy with his unit control once again. Just kind of deleting his Explorer, unfortunately. It's actually very valuable. He can tank so much damage when used, with the military units. But not looking so good for Kaiser right now. Trying to drop down another villages. He's running out of resources on the map here. He could go, out here. He really should have tried to hurt this. I don't know if he... A little bit of a misplay not hurting this in. He probably could have got it like right here, and that would have been a pretty defensible hunt. But yeah, Kaiser actually really bleeding out units. He just doesn't have the superior skill mass, so he can't really take an engagement until he has to force a snare. But he's really bleeding out units very slowly by slowly. Surely. And now Neutral is able to start sieging a village here. So really good play here from Neutral. The elite Kanye Horseman is upgraded. We don't have any. First couple Kanye are coming on the field now. But so it looks like we're going to see a Kanye Horseman switch. Man, Kaiser's control just seems very off for someone who's has incredible micro. He's just really kind of off in these last two games where he's just playing as China and Aztec. It's hard when you have the lower Scarum account, but he keeps just bleeding units out. I guess he just feels like he's forced to take some kind of engagement. And there we go. We do have the mercenary shipments of Iron troops now arrived. Kaiser feels like he's forced to start an engagement, trying to connect with the snare here with the muskets and the chain down swordsmen as a batch of cavalry do arrive here. Muskets, chain down swordsmen getting on top of the Kanye, and muskets trying to get some shots in there. Looking pretty good. Pretty good for Kaiser. As Neutral continues to hit and run here and try to retreat. Militaries are in favor of Neutral here as we're seeing reinforcements flood in for Neutral, so I think Neutral's going to be looking in a better spot. Kaiser, playing this quite well. Does get his Explorer back now. It would have been so nice if he had his Explorer in this fight initially. See, the Explorer was full HP when Kaiser accidentally deleted him. He could have had a full HP Explorer in that fight in cover mode, taking an insane and absurd amount of damage. But unfortunately, was not. Kaiser, a big critic to China, as there kind of are many critics to the civilization, as there's a civ that plays quite different than most civs. And Kaiser's always been quite critical of the civ. And he's obviously not a China player by any means, and yet he feels like he's so, kind of in the game. But yeah, unfortunately, Kaiser getting one of his worst civilizations here with the wheel. We do have 11 chain down swordsmen shipped, while there were 5 Kanye being shipped. So I don't know if this Kanye. Honestly, I really don't think this Kanye switch is good. There's with these. Oh, the chain down swordsmen are out of position though. Oh god, they better get there before the fight. There's a lot of muskets, which is just really good anti-cav, and then the chain down swordsman. I feel like if he would have just kept going with a forest prowler or musket rider, he could have just continued to hit and run forever. But here we go. Either way, it's still an extremely scary Euro military. And the engage is about to begin. Neutral moving out here. And looks like the superior skill mass is in favor of Neutral, so he's not even forced to push in here. He can just continue hit and run, even though he has a lot of Kanyes. Kaiser trying to force the snare here with the chain down swordsman, trying to get him onto the front line to connect the snare and start this engagement, but kind of failing to really trap the army. Is Neutral's having good unit control here, continuing to shoot and retreat. Looking at the ecos, it is Kaiser has been in has had the superior eco this entire game. I think he kind of maybe miscalculated that. Maybe he thought he would be having the worst eco, but he bled out so many units in this game that Kaiser resigning here. Kaiser losing this. Neutral going up 2-1 after losing game 1, but I mean, Kaiser basically had the superior eco the entire game. He just like bled out units. I think for a long time Kaiser thought he doesn't obviously have a ton of game knowledge of China since it's one of his least played civs, but it felt like Kaiser thought he needed to force an engagement. Like Kaiser thought he had the worst eco, so he was in a position where he needed to force a fight. So that's why he kept trying to force and engage and kept bleeding out units. But in reality, he had the better eco, so he actually didn't need to force the fight, and he could have just backed up and continued to buy time. Kind of just misreading the game, I think. And Knuschel playing quite well, taking this one as we look into the post-game stats here. And yeah, that's going to be it for this game 3 here. So, going in game 4 here on Iowa, let's see what civ Kaiser gets here in game number 4. Kaiser getting the Russia civilization. Oh god, dude, this civ wheel is just... This is brutal for Kaiser for whatever reason. I mean, he doesn't have the largest civ pool like other top players, but it is giving him like the his bomb tier civs. And Knuschel getting British. And Knuschel is deciding to respin. So using his one and only respin, let's see what civ Knuschel gets here in game number 4. Game number 4. Knuschel getting the Ottoman civilization. Maybe somebody says maybe they had Vikings in the AoE 3D. Actually, that would be pretty badass. I mean, Vikings would essentially be what Otto and or Odin. I mean Odin and like Thor and what was the other Loki. Man, that was my civs in Age of Mythology. I was an Odin main when they were like a kind of a bad civ and not played by that many people, but I was like pretty good at with them. And yeah, man, Odin. That was my god in AOM. That was where it was at. All right, guys. So this is a semifinals here in the GUA June 2020 sub tournaments, and we have Kaiserklein versus Knuschel. This is game 4. Kaiserklein in the blue and spawning in the north, playing as the Russia civilization, and down in the south in the color green, we have Knuschel playing as the Ottoman civilization. So Knuschel is off to a nice start in this series. Knuschel lost game 1, but then winning 2 in a row puts him up 2-1 in this best of 7. So Kaiserklein doesn't want to go down 3-1 here. As we're seeing Knuschel grab this trading post, Kaiser heading this way. There's a 90 food treasure here, so could potentially see a treasure contention if Kaiser continues to head that way. And we're seeing Kaiser actually just snare the Explorer, which this is like just such trademark Kaiserklein moves, and it's just so smart. Like anytime Kaiser can kill or just take more HP away from his opponent's Explorer, he just does it. Like rather than going for treasures, like most people would be going for treasures right now, but like he always just like attacks. If he has more HP than his opponent's Explorer, he'll attack his opponent's Explorer, and they'll just like, you know, put his opponent in a situation where they can't really get treasures, but Kaiser can. So it's just so, you know, such smart plays. Knuschel being on top of it, using the melee to unsnare himself, and Kaiser looks like he's ultimately kind of given up on it, but able to just, you know, get almost 100 HP off of the Explorer completely for free, or for like, you know, 18 HP or whatever. Looks like Kaiserklein is leaving 100 wood here on the floor. He's got his house up, and we'll just be trying to get up to H2 quicker. And he did scout this 90 food, and he's playing as Russia, so he's going to want to be able to age up as soon as possible. But while Knuschel doing a good job of actually keeping an eye on it, I think he realized that this is going to be a really big treasure, 90 food. So we're going to see a pretty big treasure contention here. It's so big, if Russia can get food treasures in age 1, it can help their age up drastically. So huge treasure. Oh, Knuschel, that looked kind of weird. He went around. So Kaiserklein getting that 90 food, which is going to be massive. And Knuschel now on his way up to age 2. He does have a trading post and a mosque built. And just continuing the herd here. So we'll have to see what the game plan is here for Knuschel. And Kaiserklein, no forward villagers yet. Let's see if he's going to get aggressive. Yep, he is now sending 2 villagers forward. And Kaiser continuing to herd here. As we see the 2 villagers cross the map here for Kaiser. You don't always see this. You don't always see, I mean, it could be, well, I guess that's smart. I mean, obviously the Ottomans going to get up quite a bit sooner, but they're not really going to be able to threaten this unless you could always do the old classic Minutemen call. But it doesn't look like, Knuschel's aiming for that Minutemen call to pick off the forward villagers. And now Knuschel going to pick up some of the food treasure. Wood trickle is Kaiserklein's age 1 shipment, as typical Russia shipment. And we have a defensive outpost here for Knuschel. So it looks like Knuschel is, I think he will have his eyes set on H3, or just perhaps helping defend the Russia aggression. But yep, he is going to be aging here. He's got the food ready. Gold, 700 gold will be his first shipment, and he's going to be getting up so quickly to age 3. This is going to be crazy. Oh man. So we'll have to see how Kaiserklein is going to respond to this. As yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is looking really good for Knuschel. Like Knuschel's aging. Knuschel's aging, and like there's just the first Cossack shipment just arrived, and Knuschel's like already aging. Oh my God, this villager extremely out of position though. Kaiser's doing a good job looking at the dead hunt. Oh, is he just barely gonna miss him? Knuschel reacting just in time to pull the villager away, and such a smart move, high IQ retreat there from Knuschel. A lot of players would see the cav and think, okay, I got to go back to the town center, but there's no way that villager would be able to make it back to the TC in time. So instead of going there, he just sent him further away to just hide, just to play hide and seek, which saved this man's life. We'll take a look at units lost here. No villagers being lost for Knuschel, so good villager control here. And this is just like Strelitz and like Cossacks. They're like, this just doesn't look like Russia's doing anything. I don't know, man. I feel like this is going to be good for auto. Text completed. Like, there's not even any market upgrades in for Kaiser yet. Meanwhile, Knuschel's like about to be H3. Like, this TP is still alive. It's not going to be down for a long time. Barracks now being built for Knuschel. The Explorer is probably going to go down here. Could potentially, I don't know. I would have liked to see him retreat there, especially as he's almost aged up. He didn't really have to give Kaiser that XP, and he could have also retreated more, towards the town center and perhaps called Minuteman and used the Explorer to snare. So, he didn't really need to lose the Explorer there. Little, not perfect control, but I'm kind of being overly critical here, picking apart every little thing. But, obviously, every little thing is important here at the top levels. House is being built here for Knuschel, as Knuschel did ship 700 wood there in transition. So he's in H3, at like 7 minutes. He's now getting some upgrades here from the mosque, and he's got his 4 hussars from the shipments, sending them off to raid. Oh, and he got a native. Oh, this is going to be so valuable. Like auto with a native, I don't know, it just feels so good. I mean, natives in general are just so good. You can get so much information with them. And, look at these 2, he sees the villagers. It's going to get him a free 2 vill kill. Like, man, this native already paying off, like, so much. And will just continue to be huge. But, Kaiser, okay, you built the trading post. But while, like, this native is doing a ton, and some people think that natives are too strong, But at the same time, like Kaiser, he knows that Knuschel got a native treasure. If he was, following the treasures collected, he should know that Knuschel has a native. That he probably had this native from like early on H2 or H1, potentially H2. So you should, when you know that, you need to be extremely active with your explorer and constantly moving around, constantly looking for the native. And if you do that, then the native isn't as valuable. You can kill it quite easy, not as long as you're like moving around constantly. And I think that's now what Kaiser is doing, but may lose his explorer. He's good with the control there to retreat. As H answers is Knuschel's first H3 shipment, followed by 2 cannons, and now he's pushing. We do have steel traps for Kaiser, but it just feels like it's not going to be enough. I don't know. We'll have to see. Kaiser's committed to the H2, and it's going to be tricky here for Russia. Cossacks are trying to get a raid, but the Hussars doing really good job just being counter raiders. And like, how does oh man, this native still getting information out? I think Kaiser's still looking for that native. Can't find him. Large map, so it ain't easy to do. Maybe try and just get some scouting information. How do you deal with the cannons as Russia here? He's trying to get a good trap here. This could be a really nice pickup for. Oh, but look at this. The villagers going down here, and yeah, he may catch these Hussars, which he ultimately is going to, but he's actually losing his Cossacks. Could maybe kept running a little bit longer, to be honest. But he loses at least one villager there, and he's going to lose his blockhouse. And the Hussars maybe still escaping. He killed. That's still all 4. Not even one Hussar died yet. And they killed like 3 Cossacks. Oh, and they escaped. Oh. Yeah, this just looks good for Knuschel. Now Knuschel is actually just shipping 1,000 wood behind this. Not pushing to end it. Here we go. Now Cossacks do catch the Hussars as Kaiser getting some. Or Knuschel getting some valuable information there, seeing a lot of Cossacks. So this is semi-scary. I don't know. I mean, Knuschel shipped 1,000 wood and he's still pushing. He does have a good amount of chance to protect the cannons, but I mean, potential Minutemen call, maybe even a villager pull, and there's a good amount of Russian units here. But unfortunately, Kaiser just doesn't know. And I think Knuschel's being so aggressive because he has this native, and he just feels like he can be like more aggressive because he'll know when Kaiser's coming. So, and he was able to kill Kaiser's explorer, which is just massive. So this native just doing him do so much. Looking at the recalculated eco, Kaiser is ahead, and when Knuschel shipped 1,000 wood, so it did slow down the game, allowing the better eco player to get time here. But at the same time, this is allowing Kaiser or allowing Knuschel ability a town center and get some free villagers. So I mean, auto TCs are quite nice when you can squeeze them on in, and probably even a 3rd town center. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's a lot of, I don't know, Kaiser backing off here. Good amount of Russia units, but Kaiser not wanting to force it. 1,000 gold now arriving for Knuschel, so he's going more eco-focused here, squeezing in these town centers, probably going to drop a 3rd TC, and now shipping 1,000 coin. And yeah, there's a 3rd TC, so yeah, I mean, Knuschel would have been in a really good spot to just kind of deathball push it, but I think he's still in a really good spot just doing this. Nice little Cossack raid. Oop, they do get one villager there. Kaiser fully committed to the H2, just massing up a giant army. And I mean, this is go time for Kaiser. Like, Kaiser, best case scenario would be Kaiser having his entire military right here and forcing the fight right now before his TC gets up. But unfortunately, that's not the case for Kaiser. And Kaiser is perhaps not aware of what Knuschel's going for here. A lot of Cossacks are moving in. They're going to should get at least 2 villagers here if they can trap these 2. They did a pretty good job of Knuschel actually. They're retreating, so looked like maybe. Oh, he does get 2 villagers. Look at that. Look at that. That casting calls there. So the eco, I mean, it's still actually. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. This is definitely questionable from Knuschel, because I mean, if you look at the recalculate eco, it's 32 to 24. So the eco is in favor to Kaiserklein by quite a bit, and you know, this is auto with no TPs at this point. But obviously Knuschel will be catching up, and villagers going down. Def obviously not what you want here. This is the one thing kind of keeping Kaiser in the game, having this superior eco right now, but this is actually massive, huge kind of game changing right here. And it's going to cause Kaiser to kind of try to right click himself and do a little bit of a base trade. Losing a lot of villagers there. As Knuschel with a good sieging army here, gonna just start working on these houses, and we do got the good old-fashioned base trade is off here. Who will win in the base trade? Let me know in the chat who you guys think has the better base trading army. You got the, oh my God, is this happening? Is this happening? What is Knuschel doing? What is Knuschel doing? He's no. Knuschel, how do you lose 2 cannons to 5 Cossack? Oh my God. Knuschel completely asleep at the wheel. And now losing like 10, 12 villagers. What just happened? Oh my God. Looking at the recalculated equal, Kaiser's ahead by 5. There's 2 TCs for auto, but he just deleted 2 cannons for nothing. Warriors in for Kaiser. More villagers going down. Mamluks shipped. 18 villagers to 28. Another villager is going to go down. Maybe even a second there. Wow. Knuschel would look to be in just such an incredible spot. Like, if he just kept up the H3 aggression instead of sending the crates, he probably would have like had a pretty easy win. But even with the crates being shipped, I think he was still in a good spot to win. But then he just, you know, deleted his 2 cannons for free, and then lost a bunch of villagers. And yeah, this is looking really good for Kaiser. We do have Mams. There are still a lot of Jans. I mean, this auto army is still incredibly strong. Minutemen being called, I feel like early Minutemen call, he probably could have waited a little bit longer to try to pair the Minutemen with the Jans and the Mams. But keeping the town center alive. And yeah, I mean, this army is incredibly strong. We have H3 Jans and Mamluks and some Minutemen, so I guess by no means is Knuschel out of this game. This Russia army is going to completely get cleaned up. There's really no way for Kaiser to get away from this. And Kaiser now pulling his Cossacks, but I think he's going to probably ultimately retreat. Should just keep the Cossacks alive here. He really, yeah, he can't even take this engagement. And yeah, I mean, with all this being said and done, it's such a weird game. I guess is Knuschel still winning and still in a really good spot? Like, Kaiser losing, yeah, his entire army, and looks like Kaiser's actually, oh, Kaiser did lose his TC. Yeah, wow. What a weird game. Like, I mean, it just looked like you lose 2 cannons for free, and it feels like you shouldn't win the game, but I mean, H3 auto army and versus H2 Russia, and Kaiser's macro got really out of position. I think it looked like he was trying to age, I guess. He doesn't have a shipment on the way. I think it looks like he's trying to ship 700 coins. He already shipped 700 coins. His macro is just off, and I mean, he could have quite a lot more units out. Honestly, it's a little. I don't know if it's an early years on. I mean, it'd be so hard to get a military to defeat this, but I mean, yeah, he's up 8 villagers, but 2 TCs and no TC for Kaiser. Yeah, I guess there's no way to beat this army. It's wow. Well, that's quite an interesting one there. So Knuschel going up 3-1 in this best of 7. Who would have thought? Knuschel coming out incredibly strong here, and Kaiser, he's in a dangerous spot here. You pretty much, Kaiser is such a good player. You pretty much always assume Kaiser's gonna like make it to the finals. or I guess at least the semifinals. He's in the semifinals right now, but looking to be threatened to potentially lose this year and move on to the Bronze Series. All right, so Knuschel's currently up 3-1 in this best of 7. Do or die for Kaiserklein. As Knuschel did use his one and only Civ spin. That was a good Civ spin. That was actually really good. Instead of getting Brit on Iowa, he got Auto on Iowa. So Kaiser still has the Civ spin available. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Kaiserklein. Let's see what Kaiserklein gets here in game number 5. Kaiserklein getting the British civilization. I think Kaiser will be happy with this, finally getting a standard civ, maybe not one of his main civs, but definitely one that he's a bit more comfortable with. And let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what civ Knuschel gets here. Knuschel getting the Ottoman civilization again. Oh god, Kaiser now finally gonna use his respin. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Brits wouldn't be a bad civ on this map, but versus Auto, it doesn't feel good. So we're going to go ahead and use Kaiser's respin. He requested the respin. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Kaiser. Drum roll, everybody. Come on, guys. Let's get a good civ here for Kaiser. Let's keep this series going. What is Kaiser going to get here? Kaiser getting the Sioux civilization. I guess see some chat activity. Gario saying people don't realize how bad is unit nerf for Auto in some matchups. And I think that's a pretty good point to bring up. A lot of people, you want to balance Auto. They're such a hard civ to balance, and because they have such weird, silly mechanics like villagers training and auto queue and stuff. It's hard to have them. It's hard to nerf them, but not over nerf them. And basically, as Gario's saying, they're a civ that relies on military. So if you nerf their military, then they kind of have nothing, but obviously you don't want that civ to be too strong. So yeah, Gario bringing up a pretty good point there. But here we go. We're getting into game 5 here in this best of 7. Kaiser is down 1-3. How often do you hear that? Kaiser down 1-3 in a series. It's something you don't hear very often. But here we go. We have Kaiser in the red playing as Sioux in the north, and down the south in the green we have Knuschel playing as the Ottoman civilization. We are on Wadmalaw. Let's see if Kaiser can make some magic happen and keep the series going. Seeing some activity in the chat. Saying we're going to see a C revolt from Knuschel. It's definitely an option with C on this map. Auto could potentially go for C and really kind of change up how this matchup is played. As I think Kaiser knows how this matchup is played on a land map, but I don't know if he's necessarily super familiar with how it can be played on water maps. So we'll have to see if Knuschel tries to sneak in some cheese or something a little bit different. Sneak in some water play here. So we do see Knuschel building a trading post right off the start and also able to get a mosque up. Look at this. Very nice treasure here for Kaiser. Oh my god, is Knuschel gonna... I think Knuschel scouted this with his fishing boat though. If he gets there in time, this could be devastating for Kaiser. But it looks like he barely won't get there in time. So getting the crack shot off would be very nice. But Kaiser getting a free 130 wood treasure is really nice, but it did cost his Explorer almost a lot of health there, getting down 93 HP. But still quite nice getting 130 wood this early, especially there's not a ton of huge treasures on the map. Well, they're actually the treasures are kind of pretty decent on this map. And yeah, he still has the ability to convert the Outlaw Rifleman, so he'll still be able to get a really good 140 coin treasure most likely, as long as Knuschel doesn't wander on in. Also a 70 wood treasure here. See which one he goes for. Going to use his fishing boat here to try to attack the treasure, get it started. Oh, did I put my speakers out? I don't know if I messed my sound up. I need to buy new speakers. I've been putting it off for so long. I think I was going to get new speakers. I was putting it off for months, and then I think I was planning on getting the new speakers, and then all of a sudden there was COVID and lockdown, and I couldn't go to Best Buy. So then I I put it off for months due to the lockdown, and I don't know. I guess I'm still putting it off. But yeah, I should buy some new speakers. Kaiser using the treasure convert there, that kind of surprised me. I thought he would have. I guess he just wanted to get the treasure. I thought he was gonna maybe save it for the outlaw rifleman, but he can always go back for him, I suppose. Yeah, so Kaiser picking up. Look at the treasures here. We have Knuschel picking up 70 food and Kaiser picking up 200 wood, a free TP essentially. Quite nice. Kaiser now getting 20 coins, so pretty good age 1 there for Kaiser. Now sending, is he sending a villager? He is, oh wow, this spawned on, oh, he used the fishing boat, I didn't see that, nice. So yeah, I mean there's also so much to do on this map. Kaiser was able to use the fishing boat to kill the treasure gardens here, and now able to pick up a 100 wood crate. So he essentially got 300 wood in treasures, which is really good. So that's going to allow him to get a trading post up very easily, and he's going to be able to build a market here. So really nice age 1 for Kaiserklein. And now using the villager to find these cows here. Looking for a third one. I think a lot of times there's a third one that spawns, but nope, not this time. May walk all the way to the other side. Fortunately, I have some more idle time there. Some walking time. Nope, just go on to the gold mine. And yeah, I guess there's no reason to bring them back. Just keep this villager here. Getting a scout moving on in, and the scout does see a defensive barrack, so very good scouting here from Kaiser, getting some really valuable information there. And 700 wood is Knuschel's first shipment here, so is he going for the water play? What is he going for? Dropping down a market here. It looks like he may want to, get his eyes set on second TP. Moving towards the second TP. Looks like, I think he wants to build the second TP there. Meanwhile, what is Kaiser doing? Kaiser is being greedy himself. He is no fort, or no war hut, no military building at all. He's got 2 TPs built here. He saw the defensive barrack, so feels like he can go greedy. And yep, there we go. So we do have Knuschel building a second trading post. And 700 gold now arriving for Knuschel. So he did train a batch of 5 Jans, and we'll have to see if he's going to stop there. We'll take a look at units in queue. And we do have a Janissary in queue, so perhaps he'll cancel him or continue to train more. And Kaiser now dropping a war hut, quite a late war hut, as I think he just now sees these 5 Jans, so he's kind of aiming for like a naked FF. But now seeing some Jans on field, so gonna work on getting some units out, but doing a really good job scouting here and seeing the Jans. I don't know if you saw them back off, but at least not be in this position, which should kind of indicate that they're backing off. So Kaiser's getting away with quite a bit of greed here. Let's take a look at text completed. He's got placer mines and hunting dogs, and he has 2 TPs. Gonna drop a corral here. I mean, not training any military units. And I believe we'll see 700 coin arrive here. And still getting some more scouting information here. Oh, we did see a stable. So yeah, Kaiser really good, really active with his scouting here. And Knuschel is aging up himself right now, actually. Take a look at units in queue, see what Kaiser is going for here. Kaiser now aging up himself, so doing a naked FF. It always feels good. I mean, if you can get away with this level of greed, he did a completely naked FF. With 2 TPs and trading posts and like hunting dogs, placer mines, should feel pretty good. But Knuschel got away with quite a bit of greed himself. He only trained 5 Janissaries, which slowed down his age up a little bit. But Can now maybe work on sieging this trading post and even building a TP over here and going on this gold mine. Really like it in case you get like pushed and you need to retreat. It's just so smart to put some villagers on this island. And we do have cav archers in queue here for Knuschel, so he's aware that Kaiser may be going for a rifle rider army composition. So getting some cav archers out. 1,000 wood is Knuschel's first shipment, so he's going greedy here. We're seeing the two players both go really greedy here. Ooh, look at this. Let's see this control from Kaiserklein. See this micro outlaw rifleman, man. He's gonna get a lot of value here. Oh, the explorer. I don't know what he's doing actually. I'm not sure. I feel like he could. I thought he'd be maybe like pulling with the outlaw rifleman. He maybe was a little bit distracted. Gonna get another. Oh, good job backing off there. Could get a little more value in with that guy, I think, if the explorer was there. But now pulling back. Ooh, Machina are here though, so if these cav archers continue the chase, Machinas maybe I'll get some good shots in there. Trading post is gonna go down here eventually. One more swing, one more toss here. Outlaw rifleman getting another shot in. And Wakinu's now here, and also Bolt Rider, so this should be a really good trade for Kaiserklein, actually. This is actually pretty big. Losing like 5 Jans and 2 Cav Archers is actually pretty big. This should be a quite one-sided trade, as pulling the Bolt Riders back. Well, looks like he was able to retreat with 1 Cav Archer, which was really good. A lot of players would just like fight and just commit there and end up losing the Cav Archer, but Knuschel very smart to just run. He knows he's going to lose the fight, so just save the Cav Archer. He could probably have shot with his Jans there, done a little bit of damage rather than just retreat there. But we're seeing Knuschel dropping a town center on the shoreline and shipping a frig. So wow, he's pulling out the sea play. And Kaiser, he does have some water potential in his deck here, and a very defensive artillery foundation. Kaiser, big military mass here, 37 to 12. Recalculate. Oh, let me put recalculate. Well, I don't think it's relevant, but recalculate eco is 30 to 21. There are 2 trading posts for Knuschel and now 2 town centers though. But this is a scary mass moving forward for Kaiser. Kaiser probably wondering where is the military here for Knuschel. 3 dog soldiers are shipped here, and it's got to be go time for Kaiser now with the 3 dog soldiers. Oh, they're unfortunately back at home. And this is what Kaiser needs to push here. He wants to do damage before these 2 TCs get booming away. And oh, villagers, I think a little delayed the Bow Rider attack there a little bit. Killed 2 of them. Could have maybe got that 3rd one if he was on top of it perfectly, but did get 2 of them. And now going to start sieging the artillery foundation as the Frigg is out of position to help defend here and save the artillery foundation. 2 Falcons do arrive. Dog soldiers are here. Cav Archer army is quite large now, actually. Kaiser seeing the Falcons, and he's going to try to go in with the Bow Riders. Wow, those guys are doing some quick work. And he's going to get... Oh, that was a really big cannon volley, though. And, oh, yeah, the cannons... I don't know. This is an interesting trade here. Kaiser just going all in here to take out the cannons. He does get both cannons down. Pretty even here. Military, the Frigg does now finally get here. Artillery foundation did go down. Oh, look at that. Frigg shot onto the Wakina. And it's going to force Kaiser back. And let's look at the recalculated eco. We have 34 to 23. Kaiser is ahead. But there are 2 trading posts and 2 town centers here. So Knuschel will be catching up. But still, that's a pretty big gap there in the eco. So, and Kaiser's not going to start sieging this down as the Cav Archers are moving out though for Knuschel. Looks like he isn't moving to defend the trading post. Cav combat in for Knuschel. So, just going like pure Cav Archers here. Did lose that artillery foundation. So nice pick up here for Kaiser, able to kill this trading post. Villagers are moving out on the map, and all the Cav Archers are going to find them. The Sioux army isn't too far away though, and they do have the Sioux explorers. So they're, oh no, barely missing them. Thought they were going to find them and be able to get some. It could have potentially been a really big raid, but the Sioux army wasn't too far away. 1,000 wood arriving for Kaiserklein. And Kaiserklein now moving back in. Knuschel rebuilding that artillery foundation. It is only 250 wood on this patch, but you know, obviously not ideal to have to rebuild it. Kaiser poking in, not going too far in. And Schooners now shipped for Knuschel, trying to mix in the sea play, but I don't know, is it really going to be possible? He's got one villager on food right now. And, okay, he's now getting out to the sun over here. He could maybe put some villagers in the boat and go out to the hunt. I don't know if that's the best, or if he's just going to get wood and go for the boats. But it's going to be a long time before this pays off. And Kaiser actually has a much better eco. And he's actually building town center. And look at this. Great location. TC on a giant hunting herd. And also a TP there. So, yeah, Kaiser's in a really good spot here, I think. Like I said, Knuschel's going to build a dock and start working on some fishing boats, but it's going to take so long before like he really gets a lot out and before it really pays off. Or maybe it looks like he'll slowly trickle some in while still kind of being aggressive. But now on 0 TPs and Kaiser with 2 town centers himself and be gathering food quite quickly here. And now dropping a 3rd TC. So I think Kaiser's looking quite happy here and feeling pretty good. Look at this, a TP on a gold mine here. Forward gold mine. Villagers are exposed though. The dock is okay. Wait, I was about to say, is there not even a fishing boat out yet? But there's 2 over here. Yeah, I think this is looking good for Kaiser. Let's take a look. Recalculate eco. It is 42 to 32. Kaiser is up 10 villagers currently and working on a 3rd town center. Meanwhile, I was about to say Optimus. Knuschel has 2 town centers and a dock, shipping rendering plants. So he's going for like the late game. Dog soldiers moving on out. There's a lot of cav archers on the map though, so it's kind of dangerous sending the dogs out all by themselves. He does now scout the town center though, so that's gonna be some good information to have, and you're gonna see the hunt. But sending the dogs all by themselves, and they are gonna get caught. The dogs should have just stayed with their friends, perhaps. But tanking, quite a bit. Only one of them goes down. Didn't want to continue to chase. Expected maybe some Wabakimi to be in position. Explorer going down here. Frig in position. That Frig was quite wasted shipment. That was actually a really expensive shipment too. At 9 minutes and 30 seconds. He really didn't do anything with that Frig for a long time, and it still hasn't done much at all really. Kaiser up 10 villagers and heading military, now pushing on Knuschel's base with the siege dance on, but Knuschel's army is here to meet him, so he might want to change that. Does he have a good amount of those dancing? Maybe pick off a quick house? Yeah, go for that. Oh man, he's dancing around a lot. Like you have a ton of units on siege dance. Like literally one click and this house will probably go down, and even like the market. But now just focusing on the fight and move it to attack dance. So now just focusing on the fight. And this is a large Sioux army here. Knuschel retreating back, trying to get the Frig in to get some shots in on these low HP Wabakimi. Oh wow, look at that. That's actually huge. Essentially a cannon, basically, you could say. But it is looking good for Kaiser here. A couple villagers going down. And everybody going into the boat. Villagers, military units, everybody going in. Villagers being idled here. And we're going to go back to the siege dance. Yeah, back to the siege dance. Alright. Now go for that TC. Let's see how quick this drops. 2 cav archers, only a batch of 2 being trained. Still on the siege dance as a TC. We'll be going down here shortly. Abu's trying to get a volley in. And the TC does go down, and villagers are falling right after it, and looking quite good for Kaiser here. Double Lico ahead in military, and I got a text message I got to check. Okay, and what is going on? We have Knuschelbär Turkey. Oh, is he trying to pull out the salt of Kaiser? Looks quite good here, as yeah, there's really no way Kaiser shouldn't be able to lose this with more than double eco ahead in military. This Kaiser's, I don't know, I'm just really dragging this one out, maybe thinking about the game plan for next game or something, or just trying to get underneath Kaiser's skin. But Kaiser backing off. I guess a little drop in the action. Good job to mention my sponsorship one more time. So I know I've been saying this, quite a bit since sponsorship started a few days ago. But if you guys haven't heard, I actually have a sponsorship, which just every time I say it, man, it sounds so crazy to say. It's so cool. Like, just the opportunity to do this, even if I made no money or very little money, I probably still would have took it. Just just for the experience. It's such a cool, unique experience. But obviously, nice if if you're getting a sponsorship, obviously you're gonna be making money. But it's obviously, of course, nice. So yeah, I am being sponsored. I had a staff member from Stream Elements come on and reach me on Discord, and they asked me if I wanted to sponsor this game. So got to chatting, and I was like, yeah, this is an opportunity. It sounds like a great opportunity. So yeah, I'm being sponsored by this game called Vikings War of Clans. It's a mobile and PC game. You can download it for free, and there should be links in the chat right now. You can download it through that link. And if you download it and complete the 5-minute tutorial, you guys will be added to my list of Vikings, and we'll get a alert will go off on stream. And they set up a goal. My sponsors, they set up a goal. They want me to try to get 30 people to do this, and if I get 30 people, I'll meet my goal. So we're pretty close. I think we're at, what are we at, 19? So it'll be really nice if we can reach that goal. I have until Monday night, so. If we could reach that or even surpass that, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it, the support, guys. If you could, it should just really take only 10 minutes out of your time, just maybe 5 minutes to download it and 5 minutes to complete the tutorial. So, yeah, if you guys, if you guys enjoy my content and you want to help kind of give back to me in some little way for free and help me out, it'd be a great way to kind of give back to me, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I know I said this earlier, but it's quite interesting. Obviously, it's such a unique opportunity, getting sponsorships and something our AoE3 community's never seen before. And of course, if we have a lot of good support for this, then they'll be more likely to come back to me a second time, or potentially other AoE3 streamers, or even ESOC. And it would make sense if ESOC had sponsorships, which would lead to getting larger tournaments. It would help getting more LAN tournaments where they could pay for people's flights and have larger prize pools. So there's really no downside to it. It's really cool to just think about. And the same company, the same game, Vikings, they're actually sponsoring the Viper right now too for this like week 2. He basically did like the same contract, kind of deal. Well, probably different like amounts obviously since he's a much larger streamer, but he's also getting sponsored. So, anyways, it's such an interesting just to discuss it, just to talk about it. But Kaiser moving on in here with Giant Army. Is he gonna kill the boat? Oh, look at this! Look at this freaking parade come on in for Kaiser. Oh my God, the parade arrives. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. This game's been over for a while. I don't know why Noosh was still playing. I hope we should be probably resigning. But you should play your games till the end, of course. But it feels like he's going a little bit overkill on them. But yeah, it's so crazy to think like me and the Viper are getting sponsored by like the same game and like same company at the same time. It's so weird to think. It's a cool thought. So that's quite cool. Yeah, especially with like AOE3D, like coming in the near future. Like obviously there'll be sponsorships. All games have sponsorships and stuff to help fund their tournaments in the community. So. It'd be cool to. I guess this is kind of like the first we're seeing of this, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of it in the future, in the near future. So, obviously, it'll just help a lot if we can if this can be received quite well the first time, or we can get a good amount of downloads, and just help getting more sponsorships for our AOE3 streamers and all that in the future. Uso trying to retreat here as the dogs are now going to be connecting. And this large mass of canoes. It's funny in AOE3, they started when the game first came out, they had these really big boats like the frigs. It was a different concept. It got really away from Age of Mythology, the game that came out before AOE3. And then I wonder what the developers were thinking, because it didn't really work with the large boats like it does in AOM. In AOM, the boats are basically this size, or maybe a tiny bit bigger, smaller than this big war canoe. But it's with these civs, they went back to the Age of Mythology style of having the smaller boats, and it probably just works, and the cheaper boats, and it probably just works quite a bit better, to be honest. Alright, this is getting a little excessive from Neutral. I don't know if let's see if his army. He still has a strong army, so maybe he thinks he has a better eco or something. But his army, he is still kind of winning the fight. It's going even. But more reinforcing units is Kaiser will close this out soon. It appears. And there's the GG from Neutral as his army falls. Alright, GG. Quite an interesting one there. As Kaiser able to win this one, keep the series going. Alright, so it is 3-2 in this best of 7. We are going to be getting into game 6, and both players have already used their civ respin. We get High Plains, which is another very unique map, which it can be a very civ-dependent map. So these spins are going to be really important. No civ respins left for either player. Let's see what we get here. Alright, let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Kaiserklein. Start the drum roll, everybody. Let's see what civ Kaiserklein gets here in game number 6, I believe this is. Kaiserklein is going to get the... Kaiserklein getting the British civilization. Okay, I think he'll be happy with that. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what civ Knuschel gets here. Knuschel, drum roll, everybody. Knuschel getting the Ottoman civilization. What is with this? There we go. Alright, we got another Viking added to the list. Kaiser saying it's almost unwinnable on High Plains. Yeah, it may be tricky here. Alright, we're at 20 Vikings. Awesome, guys. Thanks, man. I appreciate the support a ton. Obviously, just showing up here and watching the stream, but being able to help me out in that way too. Let's crush that goal of 30. Yeah, this is interesting. I remember I casted a game a while back with Drogo, and actually Drogo has a Drogo playing Brit. He has quite a good Brit versus Otto. But yeah, I mean, it's not I don't know. I mean, it's going to feel like kind of a rough matchup maybe, but I don't think it's as bad as Kaiser's making it seem to be. I mean, yeah, this is High Plains, and it's a huge TP map, and claiming TPs will be huge, but I don't know. I mean, there's a good amount of hunts. It's a very large map, which I think is good for Brit. All right, another Viking joining. Awesome, man. Thanks. 21. Knuschelbär going for that trading post here right away, and Kaiser seeing that 80 wood treasure going for a trading post himself. I mean, if Kaiser can just like get locked down like 2 TPs, then that can become like 2 TPs to 3 TPs, then it's like, it's not that bad at all, really, So it'll be big. We'll have to see. There's gonna be a huge contention here for the trading post. We'll have to see if Kaiser can make this work or not. Yeah, I think when Kaiser initially got Brit and on a spin, it seems like pretty good sit for this map. But then, yeah, Auto when he saw Knuschel got Auto, it's a little bit different. Huge treasure contention here in this match point game for Kaiser at least. Oh, they both went idled, I think, for like half a second, but Kaiser does get it. Kaiser's so good with treasure contention and just explore micro and just explore in general. That's massive. That's 160 swing. Instead of Knuschel getting 80 wood, Kaiser gets 80 wood. Like 160 wood swing, which is gonna play a huge factor in getting these TPs up. So Kaiser's gonna be really happy about that, and finding 70 XP treasure. See if he goes for that or goes past it. And he's going to pick up that 70 XP treasure very quickly, so already off to a pretty good age 1 here. Catch up on chat a little bit here as we'll track this Explorer. Actually, I know a lot of my other... Sometimes usually when I cast, I don't read the chat a ton because I want to focus on the casting, but I don't know, so I guess sometimes it's fun to do both. And finding a 95 wood treasure, this is huge. If Kaiser goes for this, there's no way of knowing where Knuschel's Explorer is, but this could be really big for Kaiser. And actually, okay, this is just an 80 food, but Knuschel's Explorer is way out of position, which means Kaiser's could very likely get this treasure. And if he gets 95 wood after getting that 80 wood, he's gonna go for the wolf on it. Looks like he regained health. I think he's going to play it safe, though, and go for the 80 food treasure after he saw a Tomahawk. And it's going to be nice to get this 80 food and then maybe be able to get the wood treasure there. His Knuschel, I think, is still unaware of it. But at the same, he probably, this will be maybe later age 2 because people are going to start claiming TPs here. Yeah, so it was actually very smart going for this. It would be way too greedy because, you're going to be fighting for a trading post, so you want to lose a lot of HP on your Explorer. You need him to have a lot of HP. You need to claim TPs, and you can't take a ton of time to get a treasure. So Kaiser, doing smart thing, and keeping his Explorer with some more health. And Kaiser shipping Virginia Company after 3 villagers. Interesting. I think I like that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Usually I would maybe say I don't, but on this map's so large, it's actually quite good for Brit in the sense that it's such a large map. He's actually going for houses. This is interesting. So Kaiser's not going for a second trading post, which I don't know if I like that or not. Like if he grabs a second TP, then it would the most amount of trading posts Knuschel would be able to get is 3. But perhaps Kaiser will go for a timing push where he doesn't go for a second TP because the second TP for Brit isn't that good. It's more so just to deny the auto player from getting another TP. So maybe we'll see Kaiser, like I said, go for a timing push so that you know, Neutral's not hanging out with like 4 TPs for a long time, and it's going to allow Kaiser to get this 95 wood charge, which would be really nice. And very defensive outpost here. And like I said, I think I started talking about this, but then had another point to bring up. But anyways, this is a very large map, and autos actually, they're like the exact opposite. Like Japs, they're the exact opposites of Japs in the idea that Japan is really good on maps that are very large, but auto is actually like a lot worse on maps that are really large, because you know, a lot of times auto just has this slow moving Janissary like Abu's army and like cannons, and they're just like a right click death ball push, and they can struggle to deal with raids. So this is a very large map, which I think Kaiser he's really good with unit control, so I think it should play into his favor quite a bit, where he could maybe like run Neutral around a lot with like musket raids and hussar raids. But with that being said, I don't know if I like this build from Kaiser. He's got some muskets out, but like I said, when Kaiser didn't claim a TP, it's allowed Neutral to get 4 trading posts, and he's even sieging down Kaiser's now, where he'll maybe get a 5th. And I mean, Kaiser's getting a lot of villagers out, but he's gonna have to be on top of his herding like this. He really is gonna need to herd this. He's gonna have a lot of villagers. It's just going to come down to time. You can't let the auto, eco get away for too long here with 4 TPs, potentially like 5. Well, the muskets are coming, so this is quite nice. Able to deal with this TP. I don't know. I mean, I think Stagecoach is in. It's 30 villagers, 31 villagers to 17, but with the Stagecoach, you know, obviously evens up quite a bit. Markets are down for both players here. And Janissaries are coming to attack these muskets. Muskets kind of out of position in a sense here, since there's only 3 on this end. Gonna lose 1 there kind of for free. Nice connecting the snare though. That can actually be really nice as the other Janissaries are far away. And TP does go down, and nice, very nice pickup here for Kaiser actually. Good job by Neutral. Wow, it's such a big, high level move there. Like most players, average players would kind of like lose all 5 Jans there, especially if these reinforcements weren't there, like because they were snared. But Neutral split the Jans to unsnare a couple of the Jans to make sure that he'd be able to escape with the other Jans. So, such a good move there from Neutral. A-Boost though, the muskets, how do you deal with A-Boost? Now Kaiser's forced to retreat, and he's either going to have to add in longbows or cav now that A-Boosts are coming out. He is able to build a trading post, which is very nice. This TP, I actually really like this pikes, and on such a large map, these pikes are going to be huge. You're going to be able to get an insane amount of value with these pikes, because like now Neutral, like he's got this slow-moving infantry army, and this map is massive. Where is he going to siege this TP? Is he going to kill these pikes? Is he going to push like the huge Brit eco? Like it really forces Neutral to, is he going to split up his army and then potentially get caught by Huss? It's quite nice. Explorer maybe, he doesn't have wood for the TP, but it would be nice to build this trading post immediately. Explorer now going for that. I was going to say slightly out of position, but needs the wood first. Looking at the recalculate, eco 47 for British, for Kaiserklein to 20, but there's 4 TPs, so that's like 13 villagers, I think they say, which would be only 33, so yeah, I mean, Kaiser is ahead in eco, even with the TPs, you would say. Yeah, the Jan's getting on top of the Explorer there, unfortunately. That's huge. You really want to get that TP up. Neutral taking this opportunity to age up, actually. And, I don't know, Kaiser walking around a lot. I mean, you have to be careful of the A-boost on the field. And you don't know if Neutral staying H2. but a lot of muskets walking time here, not sieging. Huss are getting here though, and this could be. We'll have to see how this goes here. A lot of muskets are now moving in, and if Kaiser wants to keep the Huss alive, he wants to connect the snare with the Huss and try to get as many Jans here as possible. But reinforcing units, and I mean, this is still a pretty good auto army, even though like Knuschel just hit up to H3. But I guess trying to kill as many units as you can before these H3 upgrades come in will be very nice. Meanwhile, Pike's test to siege very good from Kaiser. But a boost behind there, getting so much value. Still, I think quite nice from Kaiser. Now more Huss pushing. This is very good for Kaiser, actually. This is what you want. Just force the fight. Even if they're even trades, before the upgrades come in, so they end up, being really good. Yeah, looking actually quite good for Kaiser, I want to say here. Let's see if Minutemen are going to be called here, and the Huss are here to connect the snare and track down these Janissaries. Their Janissary shipments. Janissaries, they're just now getting upgraded. It feels like the upgrade came in quite late here. Feels like he's been in H3 for like maybe a minute, and the upgrade still is like just now getting completed. I'm not sure if he didn't have the resources for it or what. A couple Jans kind of just going into the musket mass there. More Huss coming out, and yeah, I think this is looking quite good for Kaiserklein. 52 villagers at 20. 3 TPs to 1 TP gets built, and yeah, now Kaiser's gonna be claiming a TP. So yeah, Kaiser played this really well, and it's an interesting map. Like, yeah, like it's so unique. I don't know, just thinking about this matchup. Like, yeah, Auto's incredibly strong on these large TP maps, but or on maps with a lot of TPs, but on maps where it's just a large map, it hurts Ottoman like a lot, and Kaiser really using that to his advantage. Looks like he loses these pikes though. And now Huss are going to be moving in for a raid. Yeah, just one exposed villagers. Wow, still a lot of hunt right underneath the TC here, so Knuschel's going to be sitting okay there. It takes a while for Otto to go through the hunts. And now Kaiser's aging up, so yeah, he's looking to be in a great spot here. I think he's, even with the TPs, it's 3 to 1, so he's only up 2 TPs, which what gives maybe like 10 villagers or so about. So that would be like 32 villagers of 57, and larger military mass for Kaiser, and Kaiser about going to be H3 here in a second with a shipment and a half available. Kaiser's looking to be in a great spot. But he is running out of hunts, though, so that's the one thing. I mean, yeah, he's in a good spot, but, trading posts, you don't run out of resources when you have the TPs. That's why they're so good. And Kaiser is, I mean, he just needs to secure the hunt. He just needs to be able to sit his army here and have access to these hunts, which he's doing a really good job of spreading out, so I think he'll be kind of all set there. Just forcing like the slow auto infantry army to have to want to be in multiple positions. Like right now, the auto units, they want to be like over here stopping this. They want to be like over here stopping this hunt. They want to be over here stopping this hunt, and like they just can't be in every spot. So good job by Kaiser splitting up like everything. Villager, and Villager will go down here. Janissary's going in melee mode, getting some licks in. And yeah, now Kaiser's in H3. He's got a shipment on the way. He's gonna have like another shipment immediately after. He might get this TP up. I think he will not. Oh, that's painful. But still, in a good spot. Oh, very nice outpost. This is something that I wouldn't do, and then I'd end up losing like 20 villagers for no reason. Very smart outpost. Yeah, I mean, just there's so much hunt and gold. This should be like kind of an obvious thing to build an outpost, but for some reason it just wouldn't calculate in my brain to do that. And we do have a town center actually for Knuschel, so he's going to try to get back into the eco game. Shipping 1,000 wood, so I don't know. He really likes 1,000 wood as with auto in H3. He did that in the previous game where it kind of lost him the game versus or no, well actually he won the game. It looked like he lost him the game, but he was still auto and had an insane army, so he actually did win that game. I forgot versus Russia, but it almost cost him the game. He threw like a really big lead, but then was still able to secure it. Huss moving in for raids. This is what you want to do with Brits. 2 cannons being shipped here for Kaiser. Musket attack or musket card. Very nice. Yeah, I mean Kaiser's just playing this great. I remember when I used to make a lot of longbows in this matchup, and they're just so complete trash. Muskets are just. I used to underestimate the value of muskets, but they just scale so good, and like you can just. They're such a better unit, basically. Cannons getting some shots in here. There are some A-boosts on the map. Vet Huss here. And this Brit army is looking quite scary. Let's see who's going to get the cannon shots off first. And it goes to Knuschel, but both one cannon going down for each player. Huss are there to connect the snare. One cannon volley goes off. And there goes the cannon there for Knuschel. Reinforcing A-boosts are arriving, but this Brit army is looking scary here. Oh, it looks like we have a big raid here. About 6 or 7 villagers going down. And Knuschel doesn't want to lose this barracks. Feels like he wants to force a fight. He does have a good number of A-boosts here. Oh, but God, look at that cannon volley. As he kind of let the A-boost get out of position there, and I killed like 4 A-boosts in like one shot, or like 3 or 4 of them. That was massive. And so that was like the one thing keeping Knuschel maybe in the game, getting a good A-boost count, but that one cannon shot alone was like huge. Look at that. Cannon control from Kaiser like none other. Look at that. Yeah, imagine if this cannon died before, like this A-boost count would now be at like 20 or something, and it would all of a sudden be like kind of scary. But you know, now it's at like 5. And Knuschel tapping out. What a game! What a game! Very good play from Kaiserklein coming out here, and wow. What a series. Kaiser winning game 1, then what, losing 2 in a row? He might have even lost 3 in a row there. Yeah, I think he lost 3 in a row, right? Yeah, it was looking quite bad. He was down 3-1. Yeah, he did lose 3 in a row. Yeah, Kaiser lost 3 in a row, but now winning 2 more to tie it up to 3-3. It was looking bad for Kaiser there, but wow. Tight series here going into game 7. All right, everybody, get the drums out. Start the drum roll. We're getting into game 7. Neither player has a civ respin available. Start the drum roll for subscription coming in from Billy O'Reilly, the resub for 10 months. Thank you, thank you. All right, drum roll, everybody. No respins available. Let's spin the wheel for Kaiserklein. Let's see what civ Kaiserklein gets here in game 7. Has the same pleased India. Kaiserklein getting the British civilization. What do you know? And let's go ahead, and he'll be happy with that, I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for Knuschel. Let's see what civ Knuschel gets here in game 7. Don't be auto. I hope this wheel is not like weirdly. All right, Knuschel getting. Let's see. What the? Knuschel getting auto. What? Oh my, what the hell? This wheel is so weird. I changed it before. Alright, it's random. Alright, we're Knuschel auto. What the hell? Alright, we are we are seeing a rematch. Yeah, it seems like it gets like the same civ more often than it should, but it obviously it doesn't always do that same rotation and same repeat, so it's like it's weird. People are pulling out the math again. Probability of getting auto 4 times in a row is 0.000015. I will adjust the wheel after this series for the rest of the tournament to try to make sure it's more random, but it wouldn't feel right to, like, I don't know, respin it now. Like this series, yeah, you know, like there was a Sioux game. Sioux was chosen. You know, there was Aztec. There was Japan. So it's not like it's been every civ all over and over and over. There's China. You know, there's been quite a few different civs just in this series alone. But yeah, it is. I do agree that it's weird that it's like repeating to a degree. But that's the wheel for you. You never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, we got a rematch of the last game. This time it's being played on Manchuria. Kaiser was able to win that one, and Kaiser would probably say that this is a better map than the last one for Brit, but it's not as big as Great Plains, and like right clicks all in aggression is probably a little harder to hold on this map. But it's still maybe a better Brit map than Great Plains. I mean, for the most part, throughout the tournament, like the other series have been quite, you know, random. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll adjust it again. It seems like it's still random, but it just seems like with the amount of rotations it does, or the spins, or whatever weird setting it is, I guess in the OBS, it just seems like it's landing on the same thing like too often, you know, which is unfortunate. But I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. This is a decent map for this matchup for both. Yeah, I agree. I think this is pretty even here. Brit versus Auto on Manchuria. I'm not sure how comfortable Noosh is with his auto, yes. But I think, yeah, I mean, will still be a good, exciting Game 7 here. And, I mean, Kaiser only got Brit when the last 2 games. Well, he actually got it 3 times, but then he respawned and got Sioux. So, I mean, we've seen quite a few civs throughout this series. We've seen China, we've seen Sioux, we've seen Brit, we've seen Auto, we've seen Japan. I think, did I say Aztec? We've seen at least 5 civs. I don't know if I said Aztec. I don't know if I counted Aztec there, but we've seen at least 5 different civs in this best of 7 so far. But, yeah, I mean, it's weird. I don't know. Anyways, back to the game. Looks like it is a gold start. Knuschel just able to build a TP only, while Kaiser built a market and got hunting dogs. Both players finding 90 wood, but then backing off there. GUA won last GUA tournament? No, that's not the case. I've only competed in one of my sub tournaments. I think this is the 4th one I put on, and I've only competed in this one. I got knocked out in with a round of 16. The wheel was not kind to me, and 3 I missed one then. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't think you would have missed one. Like the first one was, I think, a year ago today. It was like June. So, I mean, I would have to look back. I think I have it. If you go down below in my description, you know, below the video on my Twitch channel, I think I've listed the winners from the previous ones. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this is at least the 3rd sub tournament. It might be the 4th. I think Tabin won one of the sub tournaments. Oh, Hazza won one of them. So maybe this is the 3rd one. I think Tabin won the first one, if I'm not. I believe versus over Kaiserklein, and then Hazza beat Midal. I feel like there might have been another one though. But this is really the only series in the tournament that seemed like really like wheel broken ish. So I mean, there's been like 30 series that I've had in this tournament so far, and so it's not bad. I mean, we've had one weird situation. Who won the first sub tournament again? Didn't quite catch that. Big Bad Tab, and he was the first pioneer to win. All right, so what's going on in this game? We're talking about past tournaments in the wheel a lot. We have Kaiser now in H2, building a very defensive tower. I really like that. Doing a really good job hurting. It was a gold start. He's got a very defensive barracks behind his town center. Meanwhile, Knuschel with 2 TPs is going to be going for that stagecoach and has a very defensive barracks himself. Yeah, like I don't know. I was like tempted to like want to respin it, but it just wouldn't make sense. Obviously, like sticking to the wheel for like 6 games and then all of a sudden being like, oh hey, let's like do that again, or it of course doesn't. It just wouldn't make sense. But yeah, I will make some adjustments after this game to try to, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but yeah, to decrease, like to try to make it seem more random. But yeah, I did adjust. I don't know what I'm gonna adjust because I did adjust the wheel like probably like 3 weeks ago. I think I might have did it like after like the first, yeah. Anyways, back to the game. We have an early steel traps here for Kaiser. 5 muskets moving in, looking to raid, and yeah, Kaiser. I mean, Kaiser's bread seems to be quite good. Muskets moving on in here as Knuschel now up to age 3, or at least aging, and dropping a market here and a house. Villager gonna have to stop building that house and run. Late reaction time from Knuschel, and he's gonna good pull, but still, oh wow, the pull saved that villager. Very nice control there from Knuschel. I don't know. I feel like Kaiser maybe should have killed that villager if he shot and then immediately ran and then shot. It felt like the muskets should have been in position to get that off, but I don't know. Maybe Kaiser didn't have good control and they just couldn't get the kill there. But that's big. I mean, anytime you kill an auto villager, it's actually quite massive. Since they have so few villagers, it's like a large portion. It's a large percentage of their economy. Even though it's just one villager, it's like, like 5. I don't know. I'm just throwing a random number, but it's like 5% of their economy, or like 2%, rather than like, what I'm getting at. No market upgrades yet for Knuschel. And TP is now being sieged. Knuschel is about to be in H3. He's going to have like 2 shipments, almost 2 shipments when he gets up. And these TPs, they're not going to go down for a while. They're not basically, like, Huts are going to be out soon from the age up. TP's still like full HP nearly. There's not a ton of units to siege. Does have the 1 must snare there, nice. Explorer does go down just before aging too. So gives that XP to Kaiser. Now Jans are snared, but here's the muskets, and Kaiser now retreating with his muskets, trying to group up with the rest of them. Doing a good job there. Let's see if Knuschel goes all in here with the Huts. Looks like he is, but the other muskets are joining here, so I think Knuschel's going to have to ultimately back up here. Doesn't want to overstay. Good control. A couple more Jans joining the fight here. And we'll take a look at units in queue. Bring that tab up for you guys. We did have 5 villagers at 700 wood and then 700 coin to just fuel this musket production. And more muskets are continuing to be trained. There are some yaks here yet to be eaten, and it may be, yeah, I was going to say, now's the time to eat them. The game's going to be decided soon. Like, you don't want to wait too long to eat these yaks. If you wait till they get up to 400 food, the game's like already going to be decided by then. So it's just better to eat them now. And Kaiser aging up behind this, I actually really like that. It can feel hard just squeezing these age ups with Brit, but if you just macro right, I mean, it's not. I remember back in the day, it used to be like a lot more harder for me, but villager going down there, good macro, and you can squeeze in the age ups. 2 Falcons arriving for Knuschel after 8 Janissaries, and it is go time for him. Janissaries are being upgraded. He's got to go and do damage here pretty quick. Oh, missed the 85 wood charger behind his TC. That could have been a free 85 wood. And Kaiser is going to be up to H3 by the time these Falcons get here, so I feel like I want to say it's going good. Oh, another wood treasure. Man, Kaiser was kind of, I mean, he was focusing on his ZX and that stuff, but, I mean, you have like almost 200 wood behind your TC. That feels like you should have got those. I mean, even now you could still get them. That would be quite huge, actually. You know, like just use your muskets to shoot them or some of them, but here we go. Cannons are moving in. But Kaiser is going to be aged up. He got the age up in just in time. If he would have delayed it like 15 or 20 more seconds, it could have been. This could be extremely scary. But his age up is in. Nusha has to kill the tower first and then start working on TC. So Kaiser's going to be shipping 2 cannons as soon as he gets aged up here, and muskets probably going to be started to. Oh, he doesn't have the resources. He's going to try to gather the wood so he can upgrade the muskets, and we'll have 2 cannons on the field here. Well, he aged up with the 400 wood and the caravel instead of the longbows, which I think was nice. And already 1 cannon, less than half HP. Jeez. Well, I guess the tower and the TC, yeah. I mean, forcing the cannons to back off, TC full HP. Janissary's moving in to get some shots in here. It feels like Knuschel has to push, and it feels like he's doing it very slowly. Janissary combat in. And here's now 2 cannons for Kaiser, and it's just looking good for Kaiser. Wow, he did have a lot of villagers inside that TC, though. I guess he was maybe being prepared for a villager pull, which I guess probably not a bad decision, just knowing like the game. If Knuschel backs off, then you're going to win, and if he doesn't back off, then you have like 30 villagers you can easily use in a villager pull. So I guess not horrible, just putting everybody in there, I guess. And 2 barracks. It's quite interesting. People, this is well, the EP maps changed this matchup a lot, but like in RE days, auto was like incredibly favored just because RE maps. But I feel like this matchup is still changing. Like, I don't know. We're just not seeing A boost. People are just going like full muskets in this matchup, but the auto players aren't like doing A boosts. Like, what if the auto players are like play H2 and they start making A boosts? You know, I don't know. It feels like we're never seeing auto players like go A boost, and now all of a sudden bird players are just going full musk, which like we're seeing like a lot less A boosts or much later A boosts. And yeah, this is looking good for Kaiser here. Much better eco. 2 TPs maybe puts Knuschel to like 35 maybe, but that would be the 44. 2 more cannons trained though. That could be enough to turn the tides actually. As let's see how this cannon micro is. 4 to 2 cannons should be able to win this cannon fight, and I think Knuschel now he wants to really force the fight. He needs to force this fight. There are 5 huts being shipped to help connect the snare, and this is go time for Knuschel. 1 cannon does go down. 1 cannon for both there. Still 3 cannons up for Knuschel here, as both British cannons are now down, and oh wow, this is actually looking very good for Knuschel at this fight here at least, as there's more Janissaries now than muskets, and these are Janissary combat upgraded Janissaries, carded and H3 upgraded with 3 Falcons. Why is this Falcon moving? Looks like it's moving so slow. I guess to the right pace of these. It looks like is this Falcon like cover mode? Pull the Falcons, pull them. Oh, and just expose villagers. Kaiser, okay, good reaction time, but forgot about the villagers were out here in the middle of the map. Oh, very nice. This is what Kaiser has to do. He's kind of in a dangerous spot where he could get right-clicked and lose, because he has a much weaker military right now, but he's got better eco, so he just needs to be annoying and distracting with these musket raids. and it looks like it's kind of working. Like Knuschel really should be pushing on the TC / like hunts. Oh, and look at this. Okay, now Kaiser all of a sudden in a good spot. He's able to train 3 Falcons. And meanwhile, Knuschel, he walked over. He walked here, and then he walked here, and then he walked here, and then he walked here. And if he went from here to here, he could have like maybe been attacking before these 3 cannons arrived. But these units have just been walking around a lot, buying Kaiser a lot of time. And now 4 Falcons for Kaiser. Muskets moving back in for a raid, and boats getting in on the action here. These are going to be some really nice cannon volleys, but maybe hide in the boat there. Nice volley there from Kaiser. Oh, look at this one cannon sneaking by the 2 Hus. But Knuschel kind of just going to be really dying to these raids, and I don't see how Knuschel kind of comes back from this, actually. It's going to be tough to deal with these raids, allowing Kaiser to get really far out on the map. One culverin, nice. It would have been really nice to get a second, obviously, but it is good to get a culverin versus the Falcons. That's what you need here. Kaiser with his towers, man. I gotta take some notes, man. I gotta break out my notepad here and probably start building towers. I don't know why I don't. Especially with Brits, it's like easier to build them with like Brits and like German. Alright, so this, okay, and 2 Cloves, so gonna change the tides of the fight quite a bit there. If this fight would have happened before the 2 Cloves were in it, then it could have gone really, really well for Knuschel, but potentially. But 2 Cloves completely changed the tides. Oh, this is 4 cannons, so we have 4 versus 4. Oh, good initial volleys, but now, and oh, these cannons are. Oh, you could probably get another shot. Oh, oh my God, it's falling apart for Noosh. I feel like Knuschel could have easily got a shot off because these clubs were, walking and the walking mode unpacked, and I think they could have got another shot off and potentially had like 2 cannons go down for free there, as 1 Clove got picked off there. But that went quite well for Kaiser. 1 more Clove was trained. I think Knuschel wanted to wait for that 2nd Clove, but just didn't work out. And there goes that Clove. Cannon's getting some nice value. That cannon's so close to going down. Barely didn't, but it would be quite nice, obviously, if you got 2 for 1 there. Jan's now going into hand combat with enough muskets to just deal with them. And I think that's going to be it, really. Kaiser winning that fight, and some massive eco behind it, and just much larger military. And wow, this was a hell of a series here. Going to Game 7, Kaiser was down 3-1 at one point, and Kaiser playing having some really good Brit play come out, and yeah, very impressive. Looks like Kaiser's in the spot to win this now. Dropping down a TC on the water on the shoreline. But great gameplay from both these players in this series. As Knuschel, Game 7, want to play it out till the end. See if you can get any raids in. See if you can make anything happen. A Frigg being shipped, though, denying the TC. Jan's getting caught. Villagers gathering next to villagers. Oh, 2 goals, though. Nice. That's a lot of cannons. Uh-oh. Is he gonna make it back home? He should. He's maybe trying to bait with the 2 Colves. TC goes down right after getting up, and yeah, just no options here for Knuschel really. 2 more Falcons coming in, but 2 Colves and 2 Falcons to nice little pickup there. But then like losing a Falcon there, unfortunately. To the muskets, nice good cannon control at least with the Colves, but then it's always hard to control like multiple cannon groups and Colves and Falcons. It's very difficult to control them. It takes quite high level micro. And there we go, everybody. Kaiser wins this series 4-3. Kaiser's never happy when he loses. He's a very competitive player, so even if he loses like 1 game, you can win a series but still lose and be mad. But it's just how, the competitive spirit. Man, my voice is so dead. Yeah, I actually agree with Kaiser's remark. I think he was disappointed by his mechanics. They can feel harder when you're like, usually your mechanics shouldn't be that much different, even if you're playing civs that you're not used to, but it can affect your mechanics in a way, even though you wouldn't think it would. But yeah, his mechanics looked quite off in the China game and the Aztec game, and his mechanics usually never do. But well, yeah, great comeback here, and Kaiser winning this. So Kaiser advancing to the finals in GUA June 2020 sub tournament, and Knuschel losing in the semifinals, which means he will advance to the. Well, I guess the word would be advance. He will play in the bronze series. So Knuschel's tournament life is actually not over. He's gonna be able to play in the bronze series, and he'll be able to compete for 3rd place and a larger prize pool. So. We are not done seeing Knuschel yet in this tournament. This was an amazing series here. We'll take a look at post-game stats here quickly, and take a look at that bracket. You guys can type !bracket in the chat to see the bracket, and I'm gonna go ahead and update it right away.